Oh baby, here we go. We've got my first look at Fuse, his abilities, New King's Canyon, and more in Season 8 here. You could say that he really brings some mayhem to the games. Is this a Johnny Cash song? Because all I see is a ring of fire. Left and right, knuckleheads are getting busted with Fuse's knuckle cluster. Alright, that's all I've got for now. We've got a brand new season though, so there's a lot happening and I couldn't be more excited. The game introduces its oldest legend to date. Fuse comes into the games at 54 years old. Someone get this old man a cane. I'm going to talk about a couple things in the patch notes you may have looked over. I'm going to talk about a couple bugs present in the game and the future of Apex Legends. We've just hit year 2 in Apex and there's going to be so much more to come this year. Sit tight and tune in while enjoying clips all from Season 8. Let's rock and roll, baby. Fuse joins the fray here and he couldn't fit in better with the legend. This man, he's like the guy at the party that everybody just naturally gravitates towards, listen to his stories. This guy you'll want to grab a beer with, there's no doubt about it. He's good at controlling areas and putting people into a panic with his knuckle cluster ability. One thing I've seen done, and by I've seen done, I mean I've been on the wrong side of, is putting his mortar down and then his tactical right on top of it, keeping others from escaping. There's going to be a lot of good combos with Fuse. I can see Gibby being good with him. I can see Horizon being good with him. He's also got a lot of hard counters though. He's got Watson, Horizon, Gibby, and some soft counters with Wraith and Loba. But you better watch out because he'll be calling you Barbie the way he's firing you up. Let's talk some patch notes here. The Alternator got a slight damage buff while the Volt got a slight damage nerf. You might not find it too noticeable, but that's a 1 damage swing on them, and that change on each gun can make a difference in a fight. Loba actually got a pretty solid buff. She can now take loot from closed care packages. It's nice to be able to take that loot without risking it all for him. Loba fans should be happy about this. I know I am. Gold barrel stabilizers are removed. They really did only the same exact thing as purple stabilizers since the muzzle flash was reduced. I hope they do end up reworking it and giving it a better perk though. There's a lot of gold items in the loot pool currently. And is anyone else noticing that, or is it just me seeing a lot of gold around? As far as gold things in the loot pool now, we've got the armor, knockdown shields, helmets, backpacks, gold magazines, gold sights, and hop-ups. Speaking of hop-ups, Anvil Receiver is back. I don't think I appreciated it enough when it first came out, but I'm really getting into it again this time around. We now have Turbocharger, Skull Piercer, and Anvil Receiver all in the loot pool for gold hop-ups, and this is the first time that that's happened. I'll be honest, I'm surprised they didn't make one of them purple because they got rid of the double tap trigger just to make room for the Anvil Receiver. A lot of people like the double tap, but I just couldn't get into it that much. We also have these cool as shit lore blurbs on confirmed canon legend skins, which is fun. You get a nice little blurb about that skin. Check them out if you haven't. Other than that, Legends meta has really stayed pretty consistent. Some nerfs to the big legends like Horizon and Wraith, and I'm sure you've seen those. But I think some of these patch notes that I'm mentioning are things that you've overlooked and that could have an effect on gameplay. Expect to see more alternators now being played. The next big announcement is that Apex for the Switch has been released. People have been asking and waiting, and now it's here. Well, here in about a month. You'll be having Switch players on your team before you know it. March 9th is the scheduled date for release, and Switch players will get up to 30 Battle Pass levels on release. But that's not all. Apex Legends is also coming to mobile later this year, and that'll be interesting to say the least. For the people on Xbox who can play Apex via the cloud, we've all been on mobile already though, huh? Nah, I'm just kidding. Now this little blurb may be just 3 sentences, but this last one is so intriguing to me. Beyond Battle Royale. This could be something big here. My first guess is we're looking at arena deathmatch modes, which Flashpoint introduced and had a huge positive reception. I know I liked it a lot myself. That seems the most obvious, and we'd have arenas around the map such as Skulltown or Artillery that would maybe be a 4v4 or 3v3v3 arena. Something along those lines. Loopholes would have to be changed for it so that they'd become more static, and that'd be interesting to see how that is taken into consideration. Now this is going to be a huge reach here, but I'm going to call it right now, just in case it happens. But we could be looking at more PvE action. We haven't seen it since Broken Ghost, but what if those legends go into PvE and we see an intro into Titanfall 3, like a more campaign style situation? We've already got a lot of big characters from the Titanfall franchise, a lot of connecting storylines. I really don't see this out of the realm of possibility, but I can't wait to hear more either way. Next up, we've got a couple bug reports here, which of course we do, it's the new season, that's gonna happen. It seems like people have lost their Apex coins. It's being looked into, so if you're one of them, this is something that's being looked at. This particular screenshot was actually updated though within the day, and it seems like Ryan looked into this particular case and found nothing wrong on the surface level, but others on the thread have said something similar happened, so this could be an overall problem. We're not totally sure yet. I'm sure there'll be updates as they come along. The other bug is that some of the dynamic voice lines aren't playing, such as when you say thank you to Revenant. You currently don't get to be sassy to him anymore, so that's also something that's being looked at. Next thing we have going on is if you log into the game now, you receive the Black Lives Matter badge as part of Black History Month. You know already I'm rocking this on all my legends. And of course there's going to be a toxic side of the fan base which is angry about it. They've already had to mute conversations, they've talked about this and muted comments on Twitter. But guess what? Black lives do in fact matter, and we need to make sure that they do. Respawn has always shown and talked about their values up front, and I couldn't be happier to support this team and company. Whew, okay. I think that's it for this week. Go ahead and follow me for more up-to-date news during the rest of the week on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube here so you can see my videos as they drop and not miss a thing. And I'll see you on Friday with my gameplay video.